Welcome to the Site-65 podcast. I'm your host, Robert Tomato Peterson of the Research Department here at Site-65. And with me, as always, is Keegan, Senior Researcher Keegan. How are you?
I'm very tired.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. Um, but we do have a couple new people joining us at this table this week. We have, I believe your name is Ethics Assistant Archangel.
That'd be correct.
Welcome. Very excited to have you here. It's not often that ethics takes an interest in us research and our daily activities. So, just introduce yourself to the people around the different sites listening.
Okay. Well, of course, my code name is Archangel, and my real name is Seth Kruger. I'm, of course, assistant for the ethics committee. I do all sorts of work for them, documentation, uh, test authorizations, and inspections and oversight of any and all ethical problems. I am an ex-ranger in the 75th Ranger Regiment in the U.S. military, and I'm now serving as ethics assistant in Site-65 for the SCP Foundation as of now.
Wonderful. Well, we're very happy to have you at this table joining us for this podcast. Sorry it's a little janky. We didn't expect to have a lot of people today, so your mic is a little kind of off, but I mean, that's fine. We'll make it work. Anyways, we also have another person joining us, E11 Sergeant Halo. Halo, I know you don't have a lot of time to be here. You got to get back on your shift. So go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Halo. I am a E11 sergeant. Uh, that's basically I contain SCPs. There's nothing more to my job.
Fair enough. We need people to recontain these SCPs when they breach. So, Halo, I'll start with you because as I said, you got to get back on your shift. But how'd you get involved with the foundation? A lot of us, like for me, I started with contracts and eventually worked my way into the research department. Keegan, was transferred from a different site. How'd you get started here?
All right, so I first of all I was in the Kuwaiti Army. I came into the foundation quite early. I reached the rank of private first class, and then I got an invitation to join the foundation, so I just accepted because it was a higher pay, and now I'm here. I
Wonderful.
was enlisted in E11.
Okay. All right. Well, we're very happy to have you here. Um, Ethics Assistant Archangel.
Mhm.
You already kind of mentioned what you've done in the past, but if there's anything more you want to say about how you got into the foundation, that'd be interesting for people to hear.
Right. Well, as I mentioned before, I was a ranger in the U.S. military. I was a part of the Iraq and Afghanistan tours of duty, of course, with my regiment. We partook in many operations which I'm not fit to detail here on the podcast. But long story short, I done something very notable in my life during a mission where I actually gained the Medal of Honor from the President Barack administration. And after I received the Medal of Honor from the president, I was contacted by a foundation recruiter, and they put me in MTF NU7 first. Then I came up the ranks, and I applied for the position of ethics assistant, and yeah, and here I am now, right now, I suppose.
Well, congrats on all your successes in the military, and thank you for your service. And it's great to have you here. It's great to have all of you here. I guess we'll just go through what everyone's been up to the past couple days since we last recorded. Me personally, I'm still on my little vacation. It's been a while since I had time off, so I've been off, kind of spending time with family, spending time with loved ones that I didn't get to see in a while. But I am allowed to come back onto site just to spend time with you guys and record these shows because I do enjoy doing this, and I'm still surprised at the response we've gotten about these shows. People have been really positive about that. Unfortunately, we did have, that GOC leak, but other than that, it's been very fun. Keegan, what have you been up to?
I've been trying to get a 076 and 999 cross test approved.
Oh yeah, I think
That's
you
pretty fun.
discussed that. I think you discussed that on a previous episode.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
What
think
do
it'd
you
be a
hope to get out of that?
more interactions with 076, understanding it further, its behavioral patterns, all that good
Okay.
stuff.
All right, fair enough. Ethics assistant, what have you been up
Mhm.
to this past week?
I've been drowning in paperwork. To be honest, I was expecting to do some documentation for the committee, of course, but I've been receiving a lot of paperwork to do, especially regarding the testing that Mr. Keegan is trying to do. Um, there's been some concerns about his test, and I've been trying to overlook and oversee what kind of issues that he may encounter, and hopefully I try to give him the green light for his testing if possible. But generally, I've been drowning in paperwork. Really, just lots and lots of paperwork.
Okay. Yeah, I get that. Research has, we also drown in paperwork as well. We're constantly fighting info breaches and such because, for whatever reason, people love to just put high classified documents into the storage bins in research bunks and then just leave them there. And
Oh
so any
yeah.
junior researcher can walk around and find them, and it's very obnoxious.
Oh Lord.
Yes. It's not fun. We've had to comb through the document bins quite a lot, the filing cabinets, and we've found a lot of information that should not be, a junior researcher shouldn't know about 682. And
Yeah.
we've come across a lot of information like that, and we've had to stem a lot of info breaches to deblock. But other than that, it's been very calm. I believe Halo motion that he had to step away for a second, so we'll get to him when he gets back. Um, yeah.
All right, I'm back now. I had to go
Oh,
deal with something.
that's fine. It happens. Halo. So, what have you been up to this past week?
I mean, strangely, there haven't been that many breaches lately. So I've kind of just been chilling in bunks or at the checkpoint chatting with other 11. Like, that's what most of my time is made out of. And dealing with annoying researchers at checkpoints, like always.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about the amount of researchers who can be a bit of a bother at the checkpoints. Like, I get it, like, they wanna test and stuff like that, but at the same time, they need to show you guys the proper respect that you deserve. I'm definitely gonna hold a lecture on that when I get back on site at the end of my LOA and talk to them about that because, yeah, it can be an issue sometimes, but a lot of researchers get antsy because, when things breach and we're stuck in PW all day, we just want to test, and it could be a bit annoying. But yeah, so I apologize if research is making your job a little tough. We'll have to stem that when we can. Um so other than that, I actually wanted to talk about something. You mentioned the lack of breaches. That's been very surprising for me as of late, because typically we have, 1 to 2 breaches a week, and typically it's something like 7722 that just like breaks out of his containment and starts running around asking people if they believe in God and stuff like that, and then shooting them if he doesn't. But this week's been calm and peaceful. So Is it just because E11 has been stepping up their game, or like what's been going on? Have we I don't think we've implemented any new containment procedures for any of these SCPs.
No, we have actually.
Oh, we have. What
We
have we
have,
done?
yeah, we've upgraded our force field.
Oh, no shit. I
Yeah,
did not
that's
know
why.
that. Huh. I was wondering why the force
But
fields looked a little different. But
um, as a result of that, I do end up getting paid less because, I don't have to do my job as often.
wait, you get paid by recontainment?
Yeah, I mean, that's what most of my pay comes from.
You don't
Like,
you
yeah,
don't get paid just a flat salary like the rest of us?
no,
What? That's crazy. You're doing the most dangerous job.
I know, but it just sucks.
W- Wow. Um,
That's life.
yeah.
If I may
I,
interject here, gentlemen, I don't mean to make you panic about his salary, though he gets paid a lot and a lot of money, and quite handsomely too. I believe he gets paid around $10,000 per recontainment. Well, he gets paid around 5,000 for any safe class anomaly, 10,000 for any Euclid, and I believe it's around $17,500 for any Keter anomalies, like a 682 or so. He gets paid a lot, really handsomely. Don't get it wrong.
well, good. I'm glad they do the toughest job on the site recontaining these SCPs. I mean, most of the time when an SCP breaches, I'm just sitting in, breach shelter on one of those couches, just sitting there. So I understand him getting paid. I didn't realize it was like that. Yeah, it kind of scared me for a second. I was like, oh god, I hope the foundation is paying them enough money. Um, yeah, wow. So Mr. E11 Sergeant, what, in your opinion, has been like the craziest breach you've seen? Like what's the craziest story you have for a site?
All right, this is actually quite of a interesting one. 682 was once passive during a breach.
Really?
Yeah, so he didn't attack anyone. He just attacked the people who were shooting at him. If someone didn't shoot him, then he would be fine with it. Then, for some reason, he just made his way to the site director's office and talked about his containment procedures because he says he's in a lot of pain from the acid he's always trapped in. So that's why he always gets so angry during breaches, and that's why he's so violent. But he just decided to rest it off easy for once. And now, I mean, the site director since then has resigned, sadly. But maybe soon we will get new containment procedures and we'll have less 62 breaches.
I always thought it was kind of cruel that we kept him in a vat of acid, but like I get it.
I
You
mean, he is
know,
extremely dangerous.
yeah,
We're not
he's
trying to kill him.
extremely dangerous, extremely violent, and we have to contain him at some level. Like if we can't just like hold him in a metallic claw all day, like
I mean, like, have you seen 966's containment? That thing is a wild animal. It's not even sapient, yet we keep it in like a metal cube. I've
yeah.
been trying to talk to others about that. I'm going to. I have to write a whole report.
Are
Kind
you
of
talking?
fucked
Wait,
up.
did you say 966 or 096?
No, 966.
Okay, then I was confused because it's like we also keep 096 in a metal cube.
To be fair, it's good that we keep that in a metal cube.
Yeah, I mean that one actually makes sense. Um, most of the time it just walks around the eastern wall and just kind of paces and cries. So,
Yeah.
hmm. um, ethics assistant,
Mhm.
I'll pass the question on to you. What's the craziest thing you've seen on site so far?
Oh, craziest sight on site. Oh boy, oh lord. Well, I had this most recent case regarding a researcher trying to weaponize SCP-912, SWAT armor. He was trying to arm him with an M249 Bravo, an LMG that is very proficient in laying down suppressive fire and heavy amounts of bullets. Now, I told him to only find out what 912 can do regarding with a gun. That's all I told him to do. And 5 minutes later, I get called in to the interrogation room, and guess who I see, Lord and behold? The researcher arrested with other two guards. And the reason they arrested him for was something so ridiculous, so outrageous, it got me so angry, I began speaking my native German at them. It was so ridiculous.
Wow.
Um,
Wow.
I don't think I should say the reason why they arrested him, the researcher and his guards, but I'll give you a hint. They arrested him for something regarding his body. Simple as. But
Oh my
that's all I
god.
would say. Yes.
God, we have so many researchers who just want to do dumb testing. Like, I get it, it can be hard to come up with ideas for tests. I completely understand that. Um, but at the same time, we have ethics in place, we have morals, we have codes that we have to follow. It's just annoying when you get, a new researcher who's transferred to the site and they think they just have free reign to do whatever they want to whatever SCP. It's just annoying. And the other day, I walked in and someone had tied a rope around 999 and it just hung him from the ceiling and was just watching him
That's
swing back and forth.
that's
Uh,
messed up.
no.
Yeah, it's just obnoxious. Um, and like I said, I'm not gonna say like I haven't thought of like bad testing before. I've definitely thought of bad testing before. Hell, the most recent test I did before I went on my LOA was opened up 682's head and took out half his brain. That's not the smartest thing to do, but I did it for study. And he grew back the other half of his brain and he's fine now. So, all in all, I'd say it's not the end of the world, but at the same time, man, people just need to learn that testing is, there has to be science behind it. There has to be some value to it.
Yeah.
And people don't understand that. Keegan,
Mhm.
I feel like I've asked you this before.
Okay.
Um, but what's the craziest thing you've seen on site?
Craziest thing I've seen on site. Um,
Yes.
there's a lot I've seen throughout at least 14 years. Kind of really pedaled down to. I think it was when like I saw 049 at one point. I don't know what was wrong with him. I didn't get the full story, but he was glowing. Like his eyes were glowing. It was like the weirdest like phenomena to me. I've never seen him like that. And he actually sounded kind of normal
Huh.
instead of like being like the old, how he usually is.
Yeah.
And I think it doesn't take the cake for the worst thing, but it does take the cake for like the strangest thing I've seen.
Okay. Did you guys ever hear about the time 049 tried to host a lecture in lecture hall?
No, I have not.
Um,
Oh, he does that all the time.
yeah, but when I first got transferred to the site and I didn't real and 049 got transferred, I didn't realize that he would like try to do that. So I woke up one day on site and I got ready and I heard the projector in lecture hall going and I thought, "Oh, it's kind of early for a lecture to be held." So I walked in there and 049 was just standing by the lecture looking over some documents, writing stuff with a guard next to him. And I was stunned. I was like, "Oh my god, it's 049, like run away." And he turns to me, he goes, "Hello, researcher." And I go, "What what are you doing in here? And he goes, oh, I'm here to host a lecture about the pestilence. I hope that's all right. And I went, I took the guard to the side and said, hey, how did he get in here? And the guard says, look, I don't know. I just kind of walked in and he was standing here. So he seems very keen on hosting this lecture. And I said, okay, I mean, if he's going to host a lecture, I'll have people show up. So I had the research department show up in hazmat suits, and I had everyone else show up in hazmat suits. And 049 hosted, I'm not going to call it a good lecture. I'm not going to call it a bad lecture. It was kind of a nonsensical lecture about the pestilence. He kind of just talked at random about various diseases he'd seen through his travels and stuff like that, but he's very polite to the entire thing, and he didn't try to, like, cure anyone, which I thought was very surprising. But it was incredibly weird to be having a lecture done by 049, especially when no one really knows how he got in here. And then apparently after the lecture, he just said thank you, walked out of lecture hall, and before we know it, he was back in his containment. So, like, no clue how he got there, no clue how he got back. Very weird.
I've seen a lecture, and speaking on this topic, a lecture by SCP-7722, and this lecture was him reading the Bible and preaching the Bible to many people of the site, like everyone that you could think of, researchers, guards, NTF, administration, even D-class. I saw him take two D-class and baptize them in front of everyone, tell them to go do no more harm. And once he went to grab his weapons to quote unquote go get more heretics, he was contained right immediately. And I was like, how did he preach the Bible and baptize two D class with no water? I was so surprised.
Yeah, that is strange. I don't even know if 7722 has proper eyes. Like, does he have eyes underneath the suit of armor? That's kind of a loaded question, I realize.
I mean, we have not done any X-ray testing on him, but then again, he's full of metal and steel that probably wouldn't work with an MRI machine. So, speaking of which, this is a good test for the research department to do. Actually, now I think of it, so you guys could try to see if there's anything beneath that armor all this time. That's a good thing.
That would be interesting, because it's not like a 912 situation where we can clearly see that the armor is empty. We don't really know what's under the armor. We just know that, I mean, he can clearly see to some capacity because he can read the Bible.
That is a good point, actually.
Yeah. But yeah, we're getting towards the end of this lunch break for the day, so I think we could end it off here. We've had some good discussions for the day, so I'll just open it up to you guys for final notes. We'll start with the sergeant. Sergeant Halo, do you have anything you want to say?
Remember when I told you about 682 being passive?
Yes.
Uh, I think it's now the department director, but Darby, he conducted the interview with 682 when he was still a executive researcher.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we learned some very interesting things.
Okay.
He liked sour grapes over humans, and he liked playing Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2.
I mean,
I
who
don't know
doesn't?
how
It's
he
a
even plays it.
fantastic game.
Yeah, it is. I love that game.
I mean, yeah, it is weird how he would play it and where he would get to play it. But yeah, so that's strange. Anyways, Archangel, Do you have
Yes.
anything you want to say?
Well, speaking of which, I just oh Lord, I have to get to the community offices. Someone took a hostage over there again. Oh Lord.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. That's fine. We're ending off this episode, so you're free to go. Uh Thank you very much for showing up. It's greatly appreciated for you to pop in and, join us.
Of course, I have to run. Hold on. I'll see you guys at dinner then. Goodbye. Oh.
Bye. Keegan,
Yep.
anything you would like to say?
Not necessarily. Just
Okay.
same old, same old.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, then I feel like hold on one second.
What?
Do you guys hear that?
Oh fuck.
Oh, god damn it. Okay, looks like Second's here. Hi, Second.
Hello.
Looks like
Just
you
in
hacked our
time.
comms again.
Yeah.
Well, Second. It's nice to hear from
Have
you
a
again.
second. What the fuck are you doing?
Huh?
The hell are you doing on the comms console? An
I'm just
unauthorized
talking.
frequency open? What the fuck do you think you're doing?
I'm just talking to my good friend.
Ah, right, on a foundation frequency.
Well,
Do
obviously.
you even apply operational security common sense?
Yeah.
Have you heard of operational security ever?
Maybe.
It seems quite not so, because you've managed to not just info breach information about multiple different objects, but also are communicating with the fucking enemy without it being a negotiation. I am disappointed is an understatement. I am close to having the two gentlemen I brought with me line you against the wall and introduce you to what we usually do with traitors.
I'm sorry, can I interject here? Second, who is this man yelling at you?
Yeah,
Oh,
who?
hi, I'm a superior. You're on
Oh.
fucking timeout. Now, I'm going to make this clear. I understand that you're on your off time, but breaching every right of informational security to a hostile faction is an absolute fucking no-go. So, I'm going to be more forced to, under reaches and reason of informational security, to monitor every bloody conversation. I will make this clear now. If the guy in charge of TU wasn't so kind to let you stay around, you would not be sitting in this seat here, but you'd be currently in a hole somewhere. You may continue, only because Mr. Marauder thinks you can stick around. Be aware of
Okay.
that and be thankful.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
oh,
well,
I guess we have
fantastic.
yeah, I guess Second's allowed to stay. Second, we were just about to end off this this episode. You kind of picked a bad time to join, but at the same time, I mean, as long as you're not in trouble, like we're happy to have you around. Also, Second, just so you know, you're also talking to an E11 sergeant.
Okay. Hey, that's okay. I only deal with breaches. I don't deal with CI. That's
Fair
Henry
enough.
Seven's job.
All right. Well, with that, I'm gonna say since lunch break is basically over, this episode's done. Thank you very much for listening. This has been the Site-65 podcast. I am your host, Robert Tomato Peterson. Thank you to all my co-hosts for joining me today. And yeah, practice safe research. Have a good day.